Alright, what's up guys? So, Hot Tea, she's uploaded a video titled Gabby Hanna has even more beef with Freelee the Banana Girl of all people. Who is Freelee the Banana Girl? Alright, it's an interesting name. But anyways, let's go ahead, check out this video. Guys, if you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Hot Tea for more videos like this. Also, subscribe to her personal channel, Raver Hemi, and her business channel, Build Your Pocket. But anyways, and that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video, because I'm so behind on her channel. So I gotta get caught up.
Welcome back to my channel.
It's like months. Well, maybe not months. It's like couple months. It's a couple months
Today's
with the
video
videos.
is going to be focusing on the Gabby, Hanna, and Freelee the Banana Girl situation and Trish's feud with Wendy Williams. Which why is this even a thing? But before we get into it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up.
That's a good matchup. I feel like both of those guys, they do share similarities between Wendy Williams and Trisha Paytas. So yeah, that's a beef where I'm like, I'm not supporting it, but I'm also not against it, if that makes sense.
And it's free, so do that, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I will keep you guys updated with all of these stories. Let's get straight into it, and make sure to stay to the end because we have some wild stuff to be talking about today. Freelee the Banana Girl, for those who aren't aware, is a large channel focusing on maintaining a vegan diet and the lifestyle that comes with it. I think back in the day I used to watch her and she did raw till 4 diet, but now I think she's fully raw. I don't know, I haven't watched her in 6 years, but comment down below if you know what
she's been in the game for a while.
Freelee will from time to time post videos exposing non-vegan celebrities for cruelty or insensitivity towards animals. Also, from this part on, we're going to be talking about eating disorders, so if that is a topic that makes you uncomfortable, skip to this timestamp, jump to the Trisha story. So in a recent—
people like, nah, they've came to my Twitch streams and they've been like trying to, I guess, like have me upset over stuff like this. I'm like, hey, look, at the end of the day, if a person decides to like choose to eat meat, that's their, preference, that's their decision in life. If somebody decides to be vegan, that's their decision in life. I'm not a vegan. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind living that lifestyle though, because it's something that I will actually, will want to get into one day. But I'm not going after my vegan friends like, oh, you guys need to eat meat, think about the plants and all these other, like, it's just silly. So I'm like, to my vegan friends and my vegan followers, like, hey, yo, do whatever makes you happy. To, the meat eaters and whatever, it's like, at the end of the day, people are not going to be satisfied with what you do, so you might as well, like, enjoy your meal and honestly just take a nap afterwards. Yeah, enjoy your meal, watch something on Netflix or whatever your streaming service preference is, and yeah, just take a nap. But anyways,
video by Freelee, she presents DMs from 2016 to 2017 that she shared with Gabby Hanna. In 2016, Gabby had sent her a message asking for her to not make a video on Gabby's recent video discussing her own eating disorder. Gabby had said that she was hesitant to make the video in the first place because she, in her own words, doesn't like being vulnerable or appearing weak, I guess. First off, Gabby, if your goal is to normalize positive discussions about eating disorders, you shouldn't believe that talking about your own eating disorder would appear weak, but I digress. Afterwards, she talks about how she has been wanting to transition to a vegan.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get that. So, if you're talking about something that obviously gets to you, I feel like you're not showing a weakness. Like, you're showing how strong you are. The fact that you can go out on like a public platform talking to like millions of people about your issues in life. Me personally, I wouldn't necessarily consider it a weakness. It's just a step further in life. It's like, I feel like it's like overpowering and overcoming your weakness. But anyways,
diet and has been experimenting with vegetarianism, but didn't want to make it public yet until she has fully committed to the diet so that it doesn't feel like she's being pressured to do so. She expresses her fears of the transition and how it wouldn't be easy to do and asks Freelee for advice. Freelee suggests that the positive outcomes of maintaining a vegan diet would be enough to motivate the rough journey that would be necessary to achieve her goal. And this is genuine advice from Freelee towards someone that wants to engage in the diet. Keep this in mind for the next part. Around a year later, with no response from Gabbie, Freelee checks in and asks how she has been doing. She asks how Gabbie has handled her diet and states that a lot of fans have been requesting a video made about Gabbie. It says that if she did make that video, it would come from a place of care and that there would be no hate coming from her fans to Gabbie. And she simply just wants to help her. The same day, Gabbie responds stating that she has made somewhat of an effort by cutting out dairy and dark meats from her diet. However, she's not comfortable with cutting out all meats because it would quote-unquote make her feel ill. She had also stated that she has no intentions of cutting out eggs or chicken.
No, it's a thing though. Like if people they feel like, oh, it's easy, just stop eating it. Like there's nothing, you know, easy about that. There's many, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable talking on certain situations because one of them involves like, you know, a drug issue, but there is somebody that a celebrity out there. I'm not going to say his name and I'm not going to, name off, but I'm pretty sure people might know who I'm talking about. But, yeah, there was a celebrity where he did like stop taking, like, I think it was alcohol. I think it was an alcohol thing, but he overall stopped. But then it damaged his, it overall was like, it was damaging to his body and he ended up dying behind it. And I didn't even think that was a thing. I didn't even think it was possible. But yeah, it's a thing. So that's why I'm like, hey, just practice. Like one day, like, okay, like, try not to, but if you need to, do that. But, whatever you really need to do, it's like your body's your decision, do whatever, helps you and stuff. But don't just like try to just cut it all off and then, you find yourself in the hospital or you find yourself feeling sick and things. And yeah, then you have like a relapse moment. But anyways,
she has seen enough of Freelee's videos to know that if a video was made about her, that it would be just to get views and it wouldn't be sharing any new information. I mean, look, I can see that Freelee does use people who are popular to get views on their channel, and she does go a little bit too hard on them sometimes. Definitely does that sometimes.
Yeah, I think this might have been the person
people
was talking about on my stream.
Fun fact, around I think 5-6 years ago, I turned to vegetarianism because of Freelee. Although I didn't adopt any of her extreme measures, I'm not vegan, I'm not raw, I'm not close to any of that, but I think she has done a lot of good, and I'm a prime example of that. Afterwards, Freelee questions Gabbie on how exactly serious she was about wanting to become vegan at first, and brings up how it is actively damaging to her large platform to tell her audience that it's okay to eat animal products. She states that the past year, Gabbie has done little to promote veganism and is contradicting her previous intentions.
Well, it's like, if she wants to,
Total
she can.
Sidetrack, but I kind of get annoyed when people like push veganism too much, and this is like coming from a vegetarian. It's like, stop pushing something that's so extreme because no one would be able to like sustain that. Going from eating meat 7 days a week to cutting out everything including dairy and eggs is just, it's not too plausible. And as you guys know, like literally all influencers were vegan back in the day. Okay, I'm like going off track. You guys don't care about veganism, but like I tell all my friends, I'm like, if you just cut out meat starting from like 1 to 2 days a week and then gradually only eat meat once a week, like even that is doing so much for the environment. Yeah, whatever. Back to this. Freelee also defends the accusation that she would make any videos for the views. Further into her messages, she questions why Gabbie would be so unsupportive of a video about her, as her fans would be only kind.
It's like if she did sit down and make a video about Gabbie Hanna, I think we all can see the obvious reasons. With Gabbie getting all this hate recent, or at the time when all this stuff was going on. It's like a perfect, play to make a video about Gabbie Hanna. And I just think, if you click on a Gabbie Hanna video and then there's just random, dislikes, that's like from each individual like fan base of the people that she got into it with. And I'd see that, this is going to be another fan base going off on Gabbie and stuff. It's like, that's why it's when I see stuff like that, when people be carrying on, like, doing this, like where it's like pushing veganism or whatever, but it's like they just sit around and do stuff like this. It's like, fam, so many different videos you could be doing. Like, you didn't need to do this. You overall did this for the views and stuff, but guys, it's gonna make her money at the end of the day. You could care less what people are gonna say about it. You got a check. You added more to your AdSense account for your video. So yeah, at the end of this girl, she knew what she was doing. So that's why I'm like, I see this, I'm like, hey, it's just another person hating on Gabbie. So, anyways.
And factual about the situation. This turns into a conflict as Gabbie very much disagrees that her fans would be peaceful about it. She claims that Freelee doesn't really know
No, it's like you make a video. That's one thing I hate, like when a person says like, you know, oh, I don't mean anything by it, I don't mean, but your videos get rated with dislikes. You get all these crazy like, you know, hate comments and stuff, and you got people out here like going after like literally your friends on social media and stuff just because of a video that was made about you. I'm not hearing that. It's like if you don't want people to go, if you say that, then it's like, okay, then don't make the video about that person. Plain and simple. Like if you can't have an argue, or if you can't have a conversation with this person, like, you know, in the DMs or wherever, texting and all that stuff, you gotta like make a whole video about it, and then your fans, and I'm pretty sure this isn't some small YouTuber, and then they're going over to, yeah, it's like, and on top, yeah, and then on top of that, you get a lot of views too. Yeah, you know what your fans are capable of, and I think a lot of content creators know what their fans are capable of. So it's like, shout out to the content creators out there where they don't do that, they don't go after a person and all that crap. But yeah, it's just, you know, that she knows what she's doing at the end of the day, so.
Situation and the food that she consumes on an everyday basis. She also claims that removing meat from her diet simply wouldn't work because everybody is made differently, and that she probably eats more fruit in a day than Freelee, so she wouldn't need to take her advice anyway. Nobody eats more fruit in a day than Freelee. I tried. This one day I tried to eat like Freelee, and honestly my stomach was just like not having it. I just can't eat fruit first thing in the morning. Like, whatever. Gabbie comes off very aggressive to Freelee and demands she does not make a video about her, to the point where if she did, Gabbie would make a whole video about how eating meat had helped her recover from her eating disorder, and that it's actually a good thing, which I find pretty funny. Making an entire video praising meat in spite of Freelee's consistent requests of showing veganism to her audience. Petty, but I guess funny. Back to the messages. Gabbie tells Freelee that making a video on her would only give Gabbie a bigger audience to listen to her meat supportive diet, and that if she really cared about the animals, she would back off. Freelee responds by suggesting that maybe Gabbie only messaged Freelee in the first place to build a friendship and avoid getting a video made on her. Which,
this girl, yeah, that Freelee, yeah, if this Freelee the banana girl, she ever messages me, I'm just like, look, to eliminate any arguments, I'm like, unless she's like messaging me with good intentions, but I'm like, if it's gonna be on some like, oh, you need to stop like eating meat, I'm probably just, I might like delete the message or just ignore it and move on, or I'll just message her back and be like, look, to eliminate the argument, I give you the green light to make the video about me and stuff. I don't care. I'm still going, you know, at the end of the day, eat whatever I feel like eating, because I'm the one. It's like people like this. I'm like, okay, it would make sense if you was like shipping out food to people to, you know, have them eat healthier. But if not, and you're just out here making videos talking about how I need to, it's like, fam, I don't live underneath your house. You don't live with me. We don't even know each other like that. So that's why it's stuff like this. I get what she's doing, and it's, you know, it's somewhat supportive, but then again, it's like, fam, you don't know these people. You don't know what goes on in their household. You don't know what diets and what things they're doing and stuff. And, you know, what cooks and chefs they got going on in their life. Like, they're probably celebrities that she have made videos about. I'm like, literally, like, Gordon Ramsay's, like, you know, like, chefs, like, with that capability and that level of, like, cooking, you know, or, you know, cooking for these celebrities and stuff. So, yeah, I'm like, yeah, like, who am I going to listen to? Somebody named FREELEE the Banana Girl on YouTube, or some chef with like years of experience that's like, you know, they actually care about, like, you know, my nutrition, my diet, and the foods that I eat, and what's good and what's not good. So yeah, it's just, you know, let me worry about my food habits and eating stuff, and then you worry about your stuff. You know, ain't nobody at the end of the day, they don't need no video getting made about them, about the foods that they eat and stuff. So, but anyways,
to be the case, since she hasn't done much for veganism at all and only seems to care about not wanting a video on her. But feelings can change, and maybe she just had trouble transitioning with her diet, and she just doesn't feel comfortable pushing her own decisions onto her audience. I don't know. Nevertheless, Freelee gives Gabbie the chance to reconsider and says that she's only trying to help. I guess this is also back in the day when Gabbie was trying to stay out of drama, but like, I think think like 2021 Gabbie would love Freelee the Banana Girl to like make a whole video criticizing her, because that's only giving her attention. Then in the video, she takes a short break from the DMs to focus on a 2018 video by Gabbie titled, "I tried the keto diet so you don't have to." During this, Freelee criticizes Gabbie for showing in that video that she is in fact not following a vegan diet and she is still consuming meat.
Turkey patties or something. I might also actually have chicken thighs.
Is it one of those? Oh, it's like those like exercise balls.
She just doesn't care about animals at all. Okay, it's obvious by the way she's like, "They're so yummy. This is like a standard breakfast." Like, she doesn't care about the message that she is putting out to her audience. Okay, and
this is used as an attempt to prove a hypocrisy for Gabbie's wishes, but Freelee ignores the fact that Gabbie could very well be turning to diets because of her health and not in an attempt to save animals. So I don't see this part of the video as very relevant, other than it's just another segment showing Freelee not being able to understand why someone would want to have a diet that isn't vegan. Then she indirectly claims that Gabbie has a drug addiction because she likes coffee, all while promoting her book.
Then it was fine. 2 bacons, 2 eggs, half an avocado, everything's normal. And I did have black coffee this morning because as much as I hate black coffee, we know how I feel when I don't drink coffee.
when she doesn't have coffee. You know how I feel when I don't have coffee? She's probably an absolute nightmare because she's trying to get her energy from drugs.
Wow.
Rather than real food, real frugivore food. That's what we should be eating, right, Gabbie? What are you doing?
But I need it. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't
like
feeling
this.
symptoms.
I know you're still calorie restricting, carb restricting, that's what you do, and you're addicted to the coffee. I get it, okay? But you don't have to. On the Raw to 4 lifestyle, check it out.
For now, that's where the drama ends, but let's take a look at some of the negative and positive responses to these accusations. Gabbie is so petrified of others making videos on her. It's a theme with her. Why? Like, I guarantee if she toned down the defensiveness and responded to Freelee's vid by saying I appreciate her advice and her recommendations, then that would be the end of it. Trying to threaten people into silence by saying, well, if you make a video, then I'm going to have to do this to defend myself, is just so destructive. She makes life hard for herself. Truly, Gabbie is an extremely angry, entitled, and insecure person. Bad combo. Someone else said, I forgot Freelee existed. Saying, when Freelee makes you look bad, oof, you know you've messed up and hit rock bottom. To be fair, Freelee is extremely controversial / problematic herself and has always made crazy allegations towards other YouTubers as well. However, that being said, this is the most sane and level-headed I think I've ever seen her.
Dang.
Freelee also commented, she is quite the trickster and manipulator, but ultimately it backfired on Gabbie. She initially tricked me into thinking she was going vegan so I wouldn't make a video, but ultimately she wasn't planning on at all. It was just her attempt.
Yeah, she was probably just saying that like, okay, let me just go ahead and, you know, do whatever to get this girl off my back. Because yeah, it's like Gabbie already got a lot of stuff going on, so I guess I could kind of see where she was going at with this. But yeah, I just think, you know, in situations like this, one just gotta be honest with the other and just be like, hey, look, like, you know, I ain't doing what you talking about and things, and if you make a video, make a video. But yeah, I just think Gabbie, she, you know, to talk on her, she needs to not let it where, like, the hate that she gets on YouTube, like, gets to her so badly. I feel like that's, like, the one thing as a content creator, you cannot let any hate comments, any hate videos, anything hateful get to you. You know, you gotta have, like, some thick, bulletproof skin if you're gonna be a content creator. So, like, when stuff like this happens, or when other, you know, dramas and situations happen, like, okay, it happens, you deal with it, you make your content, move on. Like, you can't let stuff like this, like, overpower you, and then you having these mental breakdowns, and then you got people pointing and laughing at you and stuff. So, yeah, I just think Gabbie, she needs to, you know, develop that mindset, and then I think she just, you know, needs to come back, do like a Gabbie, you know, 3.0, because they either call Gabbie Hanna or the Gabbie Show, Gabbie Hanna, and I think she's back on the Gabbie Show. So maybe a Gabbie 4.0. I don't know which she's on right now, but it's like you need to just take a break, mentally prepare yourself for this, come back, and just be the strongest you ever. But anyways.
For eating and promoting a terrible, unhealthy diet. Gabbie thinks her feelings are more important than the health of her audience and the lives of animals. Well, enough of that. Now,
well, it's like, if that's the case, I'm like, then they can go. My thing is, like, I'm going to worry about my mental health before I worry about, you know, other stuff. Because I'm like, I don't want to, you know, not worry about my mental health. And then I'm just going out and doing videos on whatever. And then, yeah, people, they just, it's, people will watch it and it ain't gonna be authentic stuff. So that's why I'm like, look, I'm gonna focus on myself before I start focusing on other people and things. I don't feel like that would be healthy for anybody. So, anyways.
Take a look at the Trisha Paytas drama. You might want to bring out some popcorn for this one. 4 days ago, Trisha Paytas uploaded a new video called Wendy Williams Show Needs to Call Me Okay, where she talks about how she wants to replace Wendy on the Wendy Williams Show. This video was in reaction to a recent clip of the Wendy Williams Show that went viral of Wendy Williams like speaking very, very inconsiderately and rudely about a TikToker's literal death. It's just, it's horrific. Here's a short clip.
I have no idea who this is. Neither does Norman. Neither does one person in this building.
I also hate when these
crazy.
like big Hollywood people or just like rich older people try to act like purposely that they don't know who these younger famous people are. Like, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know who this guy is.
I didn't know who he was either, but I'm like, I'm not gonna. First off, I wouldn't even have talked about him especially if I was like, yeah, if I'm Wendy Williams, I ain't gonna talk about somebody's death. It's like, if I'm gonna be a little bit more respectful towards that person, just not have them involved on the show. But it's Wendy Williams, so that's why I'm like, it don't surprise me on the stuff that she does. But no, I do remember when this stuff was trending. I think I did say some stuff about Wendy Williams too. I can't remember what exactly I said, but I remember I said something. Dang, I think I said she looked like a movie character. Dang. What did I say she looked like? I can't even remember. I said she looked like somebody, though. Because I'm like, look, you, at the end of the day, you just need to have more respect for people, especially when they dead and stuff. Like, come on now. But anyways.
Like, about the TikTok person, but, I mean, you're talking about his death, you know? Like, show some respect. You don't need to lie and say you knew him, but, like, don't gloat on the fact that, oh, he's so unknown.
Do you know who Swavey is? Clap. Clap if you know who Swavey is. Okay. Well, he's a TikTok star. He's got more followers than me. 2.5 million.
On TikTok, but on Instagram, you have more followers.
As far as
it's stuff like that where I'm like, I probably would have just been in the crowd just looking like, y'all are really clapping for this. Like, wow. I'm like, you people is fake. I'm like, everybody in this, from the freaking cameraman to the producers in the back to the person that puts out the donuts every morning at 9 o'clock, each and every one of you guys is fake.
TikTok,
like,
I don't use that at all. I don't know what that is. I don't want to be involved. He's 19, and he was murdered Monday morning.
The network that's hosting Wendy, I think it's just syndication. I don't think she's on anything. But whatever production company put together Wendy, I have a proposal for you. Take her off and get her some help and some treatment, because how is that whole staff going to just be like, okay with that segment?
I honestly think, okay, so for the wrestling fans out there, if y'all watch wrestling, Wendy Williams and Trisha Paytas is literally Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. Like, and Trisha Paytas, her being The Fiend, and then Wendy Williams being Bray Wyatt, like, that's like the TV version, like, oh, okay, I'm the happy, Bray Wyatt and stuff when he was doing that little, like weird, like, kid show that he had going on. But then when he became The Fiend, then he was this crazy unstoppable force. That's Trisha Paytas. Either way, you do not need, like, if we're gonna be realistic, like, Bray Wyatt, if that was a real person, that would be the scariest person to ever come across, because this dude would be happy one second, and then that man trying to kill you the next. So I'm saying, like, something like, we don't need that. The TV, it's like, that's just as worse. Like, honestly, if we're gonna be truthfully honest, that's just Trisha Paytas having a TV show would be just as worse, because you know she's going to go off on that show. So that's not a good idea. I'm gonna just say that right now. If Wendy Williams being on TV is not a good idea, what makes you think Trisha Paytas being on TV is a good idea? That's not a good idea.
On a murder victim. So get her that help, because we've seen Wendy crumbling, and yes, we love a train wreck. Like, we love watching a train wreck, but maybe like a medicated train wreck. Maybe a train wreck that's like, getting the wheels tightened, maybe a new track being installed so they're going off the rails. If you want someone who's sometimes hated, sometimes loved, and sometimes they're one and the same, like me. I recently got fired or quit or had a mental breakdown on a really popular podcast here on YouTube. So Wendy, the production of Wendy, the crew of Wendy, I'm just this undiscovered multiple train wreck. I'm multiple and also medicated. So you're getting the mental illness, but you're getting a functioning mental illness. Maybe it's not always worked on past. Maybe I did quit something.
That's like, Because I know, all right, so to overall use an example, because I know a lot of people don't like Kevin Hart. That's like me coming out and making a video towards Netflix saying, hey, Netflix, fire Kevin Hart as a comedian because, you know, oh, he says some crazy jokes and things, and hire me. How would that be any better? Like, honestly, how would that, like, a moneymaker, which would be Wendy Williams, and then Trisha Paytas, like, yes, you're a moneymaker, you bring in something, but at the end of the day, it's like, what? How is this a step up? You know, like, not. I feel like you're going, like, you went to step up, but you just came right back down. Like, if you hired, like, to whoever network is hiring Wendy Williams or to do this show and stuff, like, that's just a step. Like, you went for a step, but just went all the way back. Like, you glitched all the way back down the stairs if you hired Trisha Paytas for a TV show.
But I won't quit this. If Wendy Williams can last 10 years on TV, then, like, I'm 33, give me to 43, give me that contract for 43. And if there is a
She's saying she wouldn't quit that. I'm like, you did. I didn't even bother to think about that. Trisha Paytas would quit that show like 15 different times. They've been like, all right, so after this season is done and over with, oh well, look, next year, season 2 of the Trisha Paytas show. Trisha Paytas ended off like it wouldn't have been like towards the end. It'd been like the halfway mark. Then it had just been like this awkward like pause of the season and stuff. And we're like, oh, second half of season 2 coming back out this spring. And yeah, that that word, they will honestly go bankrupt fooling around with Trisha Paytas. So.
And you know what? If you like a good thing, I think all the time. Could be some pre-diabetic, I don't know, but I think all the time.
There is literally no way to take this video seriously. Trisha makes the point that she should be the host because of Wendy's cancellation, when Trisha has been canceled for way worse things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I'm like,
what is your underwear? What
oh my god. Hot. Ooh.
That's a 14-year-old.
Watch out, Justin Bieber. Fucking.
That is.
How much can Trevor fit in his mouth?
What?
She also states very briefly that there was another Frenemies episode that was recorded.
We filmed a Frenemies this past week that will never air, in which Ethan said to me, I'm one of the funniest people he knows, and then I just need someone to edit me. And maybe he's right.
This might be a lie, but who really knows with Trisha? I think the biggest thing we can take from this video is that Moses needs to run. Like, someone please help this man. Anyway, let's take a look at the comments. Got some serious secondhand embarrassment on this Trisha trolling moment. Yeah, after around 5 minutes, it becomes borderline painful to watch. I just can't understand how Moses vibes with this. It actually baffles me. Someone help this man. I can't believe that there are still people who think she's gonna change. Ever.
Nah.
I mean, that is Trisha for you. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear the rain, but it is like pouring here. It's insane. I honestly feel like the shower is like right outside my door. Whatever. I guess
those honestly, that's a vibe right there. It's like when it's raining outside, I'm like, fam, y'all don't even know how like that, like it, especially when it's raining hard too. Like that's why I cannot wait, okay, for when like this like cold, like this cold weather kicks in. Bro, I'm about to just be sitting here just with hoodies and blankets, just be relaxing. Probably trying to get caught up still with hot tea, but anyways.
They won't, but there's always a chance, I guess. But it's also just hilarious that Trisha actually even had the audacity to propose a replacement for Wendy Williams when she can't literally, for the life of her, stay on a show for like more than a couple of weeks. I think Frenemies is like a record for her. Remember when she went on Big Brother? Like, how? No one is going to hire you ever. You have like the biggest streak of running off shows. Like, what are you talking about? But I mean, I guess
that my thing messed up. I was about to say.
And to end off the video, here is Trisha Paytas being the main character.
I would not watch this war movie. You know, she probably walked on the set of a real war movie, like some starring like Mel Gibson and like Robert Downey Jr. And then she was just like, no, I want to do this. Like, if you guys don't let me be in this movie, I'm gonna have a BF, like, for those that understand that reference. And yeah, they was just like, all right, you know what? Just throw in a costume on her. Just let her record her scene. It's never gonna air. She won't know. We just gonna, you know, wait and tell her at the last minute and go about our business. But anyways.
But that was it for this video. Thank you
Battlefield
guys so
starring
much for
Trisha
watching.
Paytas.
I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want more videos like this, hit the thumbs up and keep up with this channel. I post new videos every single day. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't support that whole idea of Trisha Paytas having a TV. If and honestly, I'd rather see Ray with a TV show or a podcast of some sorts. I think Ray, she would kill it. Like that's something that I would really love to see. I always forget to like message Ray and ask her that, like, would you ever do a podcast? Cause hands down, 100%, I support that. I'm like, I think by that time, because I'm trying to like get into podcasts and stuff, or at least listening to other people's podcasts, but I'm like, I'm just me. When I get involved, I just record my things and then, you know, go about my day. But anyways, yeah, Trisha Paytas having a TV show, I can't get with that. But and then yeah, with this whole Gabbie Hanna versus the vegan lady, I think yeah, the vegan lady, she's just trying to get some views off of her and stuff. But anyways, good video as always, guys. Make sure if you haven't, go subscribe to Hot Tea for more videos like this. Subscribe to her personal channel, Ray Rahimi, and her business channel, Build Your Pocket. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.